Hi Starseeds, Twin Flames, Lightworkers, welcome to this DMDF, Tower Love Reading. My name's Sophia, welcome to this community, or welcome back. So what I was getting, initial energy, was still I'm getting now, a little bit of heartbreak. I got as well, what a mess. I also got a projection of an outcome. Before I jump in, if you're in a Facebook, I had to cuss out people in mission because they didn't post. Now, some might use the excuse that they can't post and blah, blah, blah. Why I'm saying that is because I want to tell you a little bit about Mercury retrograde, right? Because I've just clocked, right? Because some of them say, oh, I can't post, I can't upload, right? Mercury retrograde, which we're in, which I put that in the post in the Facebook group, regardless, still ignored, is about communication. So this heartbreak, which is connected with this reading, might be about how you communicate. Mercury retrograde is also about revisiting. So you revisit situations and it's about communicating. So it's communicating differently what you're revisiting. Now, communication doesn't just mean talking. Literally, and particularly, right, you're an alien. So it's telepathic. Now, I need to define telepathic. Telepathic isn't also just talking, right? So Mercury retrograde is connected to, retrograde means closer to planet Earth. So Mercury is a planet of communication. So what it does is generally, it's not supposed to, but because planet Earth is fucked up, right? It fucks up the communication. But the actual, that's what it does because humanity is fucked up. Mercury retrograde happens so that you think of new ways to communicate effectively to make life better. But on actuality, because most is negative, it fucks it up. Now, why I'm saying that is, so your communication is for you to pull back your reptilian because you react. So if that's why there's heartbreak, because you reacted, right? Also, I've got to define communication. Communication is internet. For those that made their bullshit excuses about not posting, right? All you simply do is know that your internet is not working. I always get people who say, oh, I couldn't pay and your website not working. I'm like, I wish I was PayPal. I'll be a billionaire. You pay on PayPal and PayPal is billionaire, right? So their website always works, retrograde or not, right? So my point is about awareness, right? And that's what I'm getting, consciously being aware of things, because now it's getting more dark. So you're going to be aware of these situations, aware of that. So retrograde is the internet, because internet is how you communicate, right? When you're on the mobile, you might say, I texted my person and he says, I didn't get it. Internet, mobile, you see, and literal talking is messed up when Mercury retrograde. So remember that, put a note up, right? And it does it so that, like I said, the planets don't fuck up, humanity does. So if you know that, then what you would do is like recognize that. Say if you texted your person and they didn't get it, and then you're like, what do you mean? I got a cent here and, you know, it said you received it, and Mercury retrograde. The planets is like, look how you react to your person. Something like that, right? That's what it's to do with. So there's two things here with the Mercury retrograde. Now, what I was getting actually, so I wanted to explain that for those with their excuses, and it's connected with this reading. What I was getting was a projected outcome. Now, that's to do with, I'm doing counseling, right? I'm delayed. I think it's now 3 to 4 weeks waiting, pre-warning, right? I might be a couple of days off if you're waiting for reading. I'm just catching up because I got vertigo. Now, the projection of an outcome, which I'm getting, is what maybe is why there was an argument in this reading, is what most, no, it's not my, yeah, most feminines, but guys do it, they think they don't do it, is you see someone, and this is your twin flame, right? and you're like, wow, they're amazing, they're limiting themselves. But I'm going to get with this person because I'm going to change them. You don't actually say that, but you do try to change them. Or the future they will change. You don't date them for now. So in my counselling, I have a video called Accepting What Is. Doesn't mean, say you're dating someone who's unemployed and you go around there and they're unemployed, so their hobby is, you know, I don't know, building computers and memory boards or whatever. And you're like, wow, I'm going to date this person because in the future he's going to be a genius, right? But now he's unemployed. That's what you have to do. So this argument is connected with accepting what is and making a conscious effort to look at details of situations. That's what's creating arguments, right? Your projection of the future is what I said, is like of an outcome, but I said projection of the future. So that could be anything. That could be work. You're in a job hoping that, you know, the manager, you go for jobs and there's opportunity for you to rise. I'll be like, although none of you should be in a 3D job, you're a fucking alien. You think you come from a planet to come down here and work? No. No, not at all. Your person all day long. Nothing to do with your person all day long. And if you say, oh, my person's spiritual and healing, then they might be the yoga, the meditation, all that stuff. Not you. No, not you, right? But anyway, let's get into the cards because I've got to pop out. 3D stuff, as we've called it, right? Yeah, I've got to pop out. So let's see what the cards say. So, yep, I've got Facebook. Hopefully, People in Mission will be posting this week. Because I'm trying to finish off doing counselling with them and make a program about counselling. I can't wait till, that's not going to be done. Well, to get back and do individual tarot readings, you know, star signs. I love doing that. I wish that's all I'd done, but there's programs to be made. Delusion. Delusion in your arse straight off the bat, right? 7 of Cups. Like I said, right? It's delusion. You're like Mercury retrograde and delusional. Oh, look, 10 of Swords. What the? What? It's connected with the... Shush, Sophia. Get into the reading. 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords. What the arse? Still. Anyway, Facebook. Join the Facebook. It's in the description box. Join us in Mission. I just put about that. I need to do more advertising about the Galactic School as well. What are they saying? Yeah, throat chakra, when I'm doing all that stupidness. And the throat chakra has 2 channels. Throat chakra is actually connected with not only talking, which I said, but listening. Now, it's not to do, well, a little bit to do with listening to a person, but it's not. It's like listening to what is. Like I said, I put a post blatantly, and I've never done this, Mercury retrograde, right? And I actually defined. So your internet's going to mess up, communication's going to mess up, this is going to mess up. And then I say to everyone, you know, I'm going to David's and I'm working on the counselling program. I'm on counselling. And then people reply, well, I didn't post because internet weren't working. This is the throat chakra. It's about listening to what people say, right? Not your person. This is general as well. Because if the words wasn't an outcome of the future, anyway, it was to do with general, not just your person. But yeah, 7 of Cups is about, yeah, little things. Hands in many pies, master of jack shit. 7 of Cups. And that's you in your 3D job. Wasted. But with your person in their 3D job, it's like understanding that. It's interesting. Guan said to me yesterday, he said, oh my gosh, if all twin flames be like you, Mum, and they date someone, they're going to be so lucky because they're going to have so many, you're going to make so much money, you know, and, you know, got all this business, and the twin flame's going to be in the 3D job. And I said, Quan, I said, but listen, I said, without this, without me meeting David, I wouldn't be successful, would I? I said, although I was in the other jobs, I said, but doing this, right? I said, because I said, I was with, you know, your dad, exes, I said, I didn't do this, right? I said, because I met David. So I said, so actually it's him, why I've done this. And then he said, well, why aren't they in it, right? And I said to him, because we live on this fucking planet. I said, can you imagine if David was like me in this? I said, we'll be all galactic and like not going out into the 3D world and hating the 3D. I said, we've come down on this planet to experience it. I said, because we're alien, we're here to teach alien. That's you that's listening. So that's our side. I said, but we live on the planet. That's your person. 3D all day long, right? You lot stop trying to change them to be you, which is what the other tarot readers are doing. So your person is 3D all day long, which is balancing out the masculine and feminine. It's not really balancing out the masculine and feminine. It's balancing out the polarities. There it is. Of us being alien and them being 3D. That together collaborates of what we are. This is you doing little bits of, well, I do a little bit of galactic work, which is, I don't know, what you're going to say. I do tarot and astrology. And then I work in my 3D job and I do little bits of bollocks, 7 of cups. It's a delusion of how you're doing shit, right? And it's casual. And like I said, I had this thing with my person, and he works in 2 12-hour jobs. And I say, what a waste of time. The 3D job, you do really nothing. Absolutely nothing. When you look at the what I do, right, and rich and successful people, we don't sit there and just, you know, waste our time chatting to people. If you've got time to ring or text someone because you're bored, you're not in the career of your job. David rings me all the time, right? I'm just on my break, just having a fag break, you know, and this and that. I'm like, I wished. I literally have a break because I'm fucked. I have to recuperate, right? And then I get straight back to work. And when I finish work, I'm done. So I tell you, my work triggers me if someone says I'm delayed or something. I'm like, I'm delayed because I'm fucked. And I need to take my time to do your work correctly. Not because, oh, well, last week I was on annual leave. Don't you get that when you phone people? Like, annual leave, what the fuck's that? I don't even know what that fucking means, right? Oh, because I was on holiday. If there's a delay, right, still, even if I miss your I don't know, your reading, it's not intentional, right? It's because I'm dyslexic, because I'm overworked, because I'm overbooked, stuff like that, right? This is a delusion that you do what I do. I'm just going to say it, Vane, I don't care. And it needs to fucking die. This is overthinking that you are the same as me. You are here doing what I'm doing. This is the delusion. 7 of Cups. You're not. Does that mean, oh, fuck's sake, Sophia, you're such up in your ass showing off? No, I give you everything to be like me. I literally even give you my fucking programs I make to be like me. And I love it because this community says, join us. Not join Sophie. Not, this is Sophia's program. We are a fucking team, right? And I love that they're saying that more, right? Because it's not me. Without them, I'm fucking nothing, right? Well, I'm not nothing. I'm a tarot reader, right? Doing image readings, right? This is about, I help you to be like me or us in the community. That's what this is. Stop deluding yourself that you are because you're doing tarot and looking at this like you're doing tarot. It's like people are, well, you know, they look at movies, but do you look at movies? Do you really look at movies? I'm like, that's why I love films, because it pushes me to do more. When I went Disneyland, and I only went to Disneyland Paris, that was the catalyst for me to think I'm a lazy fuck. one ride at Disneyland, I was like, how many people had to figure out to put this ride together? And it was, I can't remember the ride. It was a silly ride, but it's quite a popular ride, is known. I can't remember. Anyway, right? It was stupid, but it wasn't stupid. I was like, fucking hell, just how I can't even get you to fucking book me, right? And I guarantee my work. I've got evidence of my work that works. And then for someone to get a team of people to make one ride, I was like, I'm fucking wasting my life. That's this, read it. And that's the energy I've been getting lately. You lot keep making your excuses and delusions, but it's there in your face. Look, the clouds in your face. Like I said, I put a post, Mercury retrograde. Still people who are in mission use the excuse of not to post. And stupidly, I tried to post, but it didn't upload. I'm like, oh, right. So that's the end of the world, right? That's why I don't reply to them. It's the end of the world. You can repost that the next day. You couldn't do it, right? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You must end this. This is stabbing you in the back, because all you do, that's what literally I say to people in mission, every word I say, it sounds vain, but it's true. Take it as it is and take action on it, because I say it for a reason. Like literally I said to them, you didn't post, right? Don't reply with an excuse of bullshit. Don't want to hear it. I had some replies. Now I said that for a reason, because what you lot are doing in this reading is justifying something which you think, which is a delusion. That's why I told them not to reply. They still replied. I don't know who it is. I just saw replies. So I didn't bother, right? But that is you saying, well, no, it was, even if they replied, it was Mercury retrograde. So you're justifying for this bullshit. So if you didn't reply, then you're like, okay, there is no excuse. Everything that comes out my fucking mouth is for a reason, because it's from the divine, right? To move you forward, Wheel of Fortune, for you to get your money. But if I said, oh, can you all make your excuses, send it to me, right? Regardless what it was, right? You're justifying. There's no justification for you lot to do less than what I'm doing when we're both human beings. That's it. Do you see what I mean? You might say, I've got all this shit, and what should we have a battle of how much shit we've had, or how much shit we've got to deal with? Is that what this is about? Me and my sister were always saying, bloody hell, we've met no one who's had as much as a shitty life as me and her. We always say that. Well, we don't like watching real films of struggle, because we're like, that ain't a struggle. She had a loving mum. Oh, that ain't a struggle. Their mum and dad split up, but at least they put them through school. There's nothing, right, that you can't. And this world, it doesn't matter what you think your struggle is outside, the imagination is same to everybody. There isn't someone, unless they're mentally can't use their imagination, which even if they're known as, I don't know, gone in the head or something like that, they're not. They're still in their imagination state, right? You can't not, they can still hear you. I don't even know what to say, right? My point is, when you're like, you might think you've got all this shit, but if you can get into your imagination, job done. And everyone can get into their imagination, because the imagination will make you then believe that you can, what the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. That's why I got the fucking tattoo. And like what David said, well, can I be a dinosaur? I said, well, you won't think about being a dinosaur, will you? It's like some people do. I said, shut up. Tell me who thinks they're going to be a dinosaur. I said, some people think silly things, yes, but not stupid, not overboard stupidness. If you can think it, you can be it. That's it. That's it. And this is you thinking delusional, because it's thoughts. Ten of Swords is thoughts, right? That you are doing what you're supposed to do when you're not. And that's like the other, no one, it's interesting because Teresa, hi Teresa, if you're watching, She said to me, I've seen so many people that's good tarot readers and I was going to invite them to our community. I said, no, they won't come. I said, they won't come. Why? Because they want all the ego and the fame from the channel from themselves. I get people who are beginners. If you've got like a channel for yourself and I say join us, you know you have to what? Share your fame. Share your stuff. Greed. They won't join us. I guarantee they won't join us. Then if they've got a program and there's me making programs to give to others, do you think they're going to give it? This is a delusion. Well, I'm doing the same as you. No, you're not. Unless you're like us in mission, sharing, promoting each other, helping this community to rise, right? We're all sharing experiences, stuff like that. Then you're not. And that's why you're getting stabbed in the back. Because you're overthinking things that you're okay. You're okay. And pointing the finger. This is divine. And like I said, it's connected with your person. Ace of Wands, like, yeah, look, fuck's sake. You think you're doing your passion. I'm like, how is your passion helping planet Earth? You know you're an alien. You know you're unique. You know you're different. You know you're special. If you're doing what soulmate's doing, how is that connected with how you feel you are? The job you do, if they're soulmates doing the job you do, where you're at, right, in that 3D job, I don't care if it's selling crystals, Reiki, acupuncture, art, or whatever you think is, A, if it's not helping saving someone's life, which is what we do, right, or B, if there's a soulmate in that industry doing it, you're not supposed to be doing it. But you delude yourself that you're doing it. How many times? Six of Swords. This is moving past this Ten of Swords, this delusion. Moving past it. And it's hard. But literally, like I said, there's this energy which is fucking pisses me off from bullshit spiritual leaders of, yeah, I just, had this shake up and this wake up and the room was spinning and then I had this rush of energy and then I knew I was going to change. I knew I had to start something. I'm like, no, that don't happen. That don't happen. I just followed the voice inside of how this created. I just, it's not a voice. I don't know what to call it. The knowing. That's what I call it. I just followed the knowing. And the knowing is intuition. But it's more than that because it's upstairs, right? Which you all get. There weren't no big hoo-ha why I started this channel and this community. Basically same as you. Met my person. What the fuck's this? This is a bit weird, bit different. I know it's connected with upstairs somehow. What the fuck? Then my sister said, oh, you're twin flame, because she had a twin flame, started spitting out on all that. And then because I accepted that, then I got these downloads, which I didn't even know, right? Because I'd done no fucking spiritual work before and still don't do. I'll just put that out there. Then the download was do tarot. Then the download make tarot cards. Then the download make mission. Then the download collaborate. Then that's all I've done. No big fucking blah, 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 right? You get the same shit. But you're delusional that, oh, well, I got the download to work with people and that's it. Right? No. I don't know how many times I'm saying it. Page of Cups underneath the Wheel of Fortune. What's that about? Page of Cups underneath the Wheel of Fortune. What's that about? I'm asking them. It's looking at the Six of Swords. Ah, okay. So the Page of Cups here, next to the Six of Swords, they said, is when you move past this bullshit that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, when you're not doing it. Ah, thanks. They reminded me. That, like I was saying about the shake up and all the wake up and the big bing, the room was spinning. That don't happen. You have to get off your ass and just do it. Right? This time is not about the handheld of you making the changes is pretty much done since this virus was into the negative, right? That's it. pretty much done. So now it's about you just taking the action. Wands are action. It's the Ace of Wands. That's what this is about. I have people and I offer who come in mission and leave mission. Literally, they see how good mission is, what the opportunity. There's still that veining up their arse that they still leave, or I have to ask them to leave because they're not recognizing what they got. This is such an ingrained belief that it constantly stabs you in the back. But when you move forward, then your person comes with this offer. Page of Cups, right? Page of Cups. But Page of Cups ain't going to be enough, and it's still going to be slow from there. Page of Cups is connected to the Seven of Cups and to the Wheel of Fortune, because it's like it's only a page. You're always getting just a page with your person, like a small thing, a small offer, a small gesture, a small something, because you're delusional. The bigger the, if you follow me, right, you will see how it increases how I go along with David. Not intentionally. I never say, listen, guess what? Next week, I'm going to ask David to whatever, move in, or I'm going to ask to marry David, or, I just say, actually, he's got a new place. He's moved in with me. We're engaged, or whatever. Do you see? It just happens. Yours will always stay at a page because you're delusional of what you are. You need to understand that this is not your passion. It's absolutely a delusion. I don't know what else to say. Wheel of Fortune, underneath the page, is like, yeah, your fortune is you only doing your stuff as a page, a student, right? Small, emotionally investing in what you're doing. Then that's why like attracts like. The Wheel of Fortune, that's why you just get someone who offers that. That is what it is with the Page of Cups. That's why you just get that, which will remain as a nightmare. So let me get these cards. Let me get one from advice for you and one what your person's saying up in air. If you like these cards, Gaia Guidance and Tarot D. Right? My ones are only, these ones are only in training, right? If you like my sister, I don't know if she's doing training. But anyway, my cards are on the website. There it is. What's going on here? Hermit. Oh my gosh. So there is a separation here. What's going on with your person? It's about pushing through. That's what I'm getting. Pushing through. Six of Swords. And knowing the science, like I was saying. There's Mercury retrograde, yes. And it's me. I was like, I literally just formatted my computer, wiped it clean, right? Because it was going slow and crashing. And that's quite normal. I've had it for a couple of years. And then I wiped it clean. I'm going on the Hotmail. The Hotmail isn't working. I'm like, what the arse? I've just wiped it. Why isn't this working? I'm like, fucking Mercury retrograde. Right, everything's working. So I knew it was a retrograde because I just wiped it clean and everything's fixed. This is you knowing, right? Knowing what's going on. And like I said, stepping back and thinking what I'm saying. You're not doing that. And that's why you're not getting your person, or you're getting your person, but it's small stuff. Let's see what's the advice for you, Divine, Feminine. Give me 5 to focus on me and seek it from within. Okay, so I would say with this card, what I'm picking up is you literally, it says, give me 5 to focus on me and seek from within. It's the Hermit. The Hermit isn't 5. Do you see what I mean? So what I'm getting is that's what you're like. Give me 5 minutes. You listen to my video for 5 minutes. yeah, I've done a little bit of meditation for 5 minutes, and you think you've done the hermit, so you think you're getting what you're getting, right? I've done the work. That's what I'm getting with this. The hermit climbs the fucking mountain alone, because no one can't climb the mountain. That's why he's alone, right? Gather all your crew and say, let's climb that mountain. Fuck you, matey. They wouldn't climb it. That's why they say climb the mountain. Secondly, why they claim the mountain, because you get a holistic overview, which means you're pulling back to have a proper point of view from something you're too close to, right? Then he has his inner light, and he has that Latin to shine it outwards. You ain't doing that. You're doing it in 5 minutes. Give me 5. That's what I'm saying here. That's a proper long process, mate. The hermit is isolation. Look at you, up in other people's business, in a 3D job. An entrepreneur, a true entrepreneur, is by themselves, right? They might have staff and other people working for them, might have big organizations, but they're always in the office by themselves if someone's rich and famous, well, rich and successful. But, you know, Microsoft and all those things. And if you come to me, I could have a massive house, right? But you always see me in the office. That's it, right? Isolation, hermit. This is you out in other people's business, gossip, blah, 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 7 of Cups, right? Casually doing this work. Oh my gosh, another page. You see your person, page of Pentacles. No one ever committed or believed in me in my life. That's why I don't know how to commit. You're not committing to what you are, what you're supposed to do. That's what they're showing you, right? This is connected to the inner work. This is counseling as well. Because I'll be in your face, even if you've had... I have some people that think their upbringing is great. I never had to ask for anything. My parents took me to the best school, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, and what, right? Did they ask you what you wanted? Do they support you on what you want, right? This is, even if you did have a life that you perceive that, and that's a massive perception, right? It's incorrect, right? They didn't ask you what you want. Read my ebook. If you were the other side, most people don't have parents that saw them. And this is why you're only going for little, because you didn't have a parent saying to you, get off of your ass, it's hard out there, but you can have what you want if you fucking work hard at it. Don't go around with people, because the majority of people don't want it, right? That's why we isolate ourselves. Right? It's literally, then you're working, so you stay more isolated. If you're around people, I can gauge how much you earn from the people you're around. That's why when you're in a 3D job, I'm like, you must transition out, because you're around loads of people that make a load of money, and what you cannot change that frequency. So if you showed me all your friends and I said, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? They could do all different jobs. You all have the same wage bracket, because like attracts like. So that's why I say when you're in a 3D job, like attracts like, and more energetic frequency around these 3D jobs. Then you go home and you say, oh, I'll do this casually. I'll do tarot reading on YouTube, Sophia. I'm like, and what? And then you go to this job with all this other energy that keeps you lower. You must transition, hermit, and isolate yourself. That's what this is about. And that is about committing to it. It is such a lack mentality when people say, well, I do this as a hobby. Your attention flows, energy goes where your attention flows. Your energy is on that 3D job more than the hobby. That's why the hobby never takes over. It will never take over unless you're dedicated, and you're like, I give up that job and then I focus on the /hobby, then it takes over. It will never change from you being this. So there's a delusion of changing from that 3D, doing a little casual, right, doing this, and thinking that all of a sudden you're going to get download, the angel's going to pick you up and you're going to be like me and people in mission. Or there's a delusion that what you are doing is okay when it ain't doing fuck all. That's what this delusion. This is wisdom, right? It's about wisdom. So your person is teaching you how to commit. And like I said, because you didn't have parenting, rich or poor, right, saying to you, what do you want? Follow your passion, love yourself, and then love comes towards you. And it's not easy. It's hard work. Did they say those words to you? Rich or poor, thinking you had love or thinking you didn't? If they didn't say those specific words, that's why this is happening. And it's not about, okay, I'll just talk to myself. That is a program. 10 of Swords now. Programmed. So you have to reprogram it. There's an ending, right? Which means a new beginning. And this new beginning is for you to reprogram. You want to reprogram it, book me, book someone in the community, stuff like I need to, see, so busy. I need to write out or maybe a page so you know who's in mission so you can choose, right? If you don't want to choose me, it doesn't matter. I know the laws of play. You can book Dee or Carla or anyone in the community. Laws of reciprocity will give back other ways. And it's not always fucking money, neither. What I've said in this reading alone, right? If you're not doing or knowing or understanding that in what you're doing, you're not doing mission. And you are here to do mission. You're doing what a soulmate is doing. And that's why your person shows up. I wouldn't even say he's a soulmate. Casual pages. 2 pages. Oh, they're so immature. Well, you're doing immature shit yourself. That's what you're saying. Oh, my person's so immature. I'm like, well, you're doing childlike stuff, right? When you know different. You'll say your person knows different. I'm like, you know as well. Nightmare. And look, my 9 of Swords, other people influencing you on this nightmare. These people. All around you, telling you what to do. And they create the heartbreak. Stay at this job. Oh, leave that person. He's a fucking idiot. She's an idiot. Look, little jealous of you. All that shit, right? There's other people influence you that creates this 9 of Swords, what leads to you then thinking, oh, my person stabbed me in the back. This is divinely, so you learn your lessons. Wheel of Fortune. I'm out. Speak to you later.